Hello everybody, welcome to the Captain Vitus Show, but this isn't just your regular Captain Vitus Show. This is a special episode where instead of reviewing or even talking about anything, I'm going to be teaching you about something. Teaching you about something that I consider myself a bit of an expert in and consider half, maybe more than half of the population, I consider they don't know what I'm even talking about. So it needs to be brought to light. Folks, we have an epidemic going on, an epidemic that people like me, who are at the movie theater twice a week, have to deal with, like, twice a week! And it's ridiculous, it has to stop, and what that is people who don't know their movie theater etiquette. Yeah. Now if you're sitting there and you're wondering, well, Ash, what is movie theater etiquette? You're who I'm talking about. The person who just will sit there in the theater and ruin your movie experience. They are people every day going out to the theater, talking to the screen, wow, 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 you know, just ring, ring, ring. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. Why does it need to stop? I'll let Shepard from Firefly tell you why it needs to stop.
You're going to burn in a very special level of hell. A level they reserve for child molesters and people who talk at the theater.
You heard it, folks. That is the word of the Lord. The Lord will smite ye down if you don't shut up when the movie's playing. But I don't want all of y'all going to hell. I don't need that on my conscience knowing, oh, all these people are going to rot because they just didn't know how to behave themselves. This is something that can be learned. I used to be one of those people who ran around in the theater. I remember the second time I saw The Incredible Hulk. All I did was run around and ruin people's days. Guess what? I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man, and I want to change you too, because that was when I was a child. A lot of the people I'm dealing with now are very much not children. They are grown people who don't know their etiquette. So, this is my way of saying, hey, learn your etiquette. Now, this idea was brought on to me by a very awesome subscriber of mine named Frank L, and he was like, yo, you should do a video on movie theater etiquette, Captain Vitus. I think you'd be perfect at it. You know what? This is my destiny. This is what I was put on this earth to do, to let you people know how to behave yourselves in the theater, because I'm there all the time. But I didn't think it would be awesome, a very awesome video if it was just me yelling at you for a little while. Instead, I decided to throw out the word that I was making this video. So, whatever I'm talking about on this video, it's because you guys, you either commented on my YouTube video, my Instagram page, my Twitter, my Facebook. I am going to take all your comments and turn them into lessons. You helped make this happen. You helped make the world a better place. So if you're up here, well, good job. Good job. Also, a lot of you listed a lot of things in one comment, but I have a lot of things to talk about in a particular order. So some of you, your comments, they're getting heard, but they're going to get heard a few times, and I'm going to kind of cut them up. But without further ado, let's dive into our first lesson on movie theater etiquette. Now the first lesson, and this is the one that I got the most comments about. People don't like it when you talk. You are talking, you're talking loudly, you're talking quietly. If you are making noise in the movie theater, this lesson is for you. Let's see what the people had to say. So this first part of this lesson is going to be just general talking. Just general talking. I'm going to read you off some of the answers I got from my people when I asked them, what is that one movie pet peeve that peeves you off? So, let's begin. Daniel Lee Langton, good friend of mine from high school, writes, people who won't shut the hell up and talk too loud through the whole damn movie. Moviebug from YouTube writes, talking. Shut up, it's annoying. I'm trying to watch the movie. Show some respect. John Paul writes, people who talk during the movies is a big pet peeve. It's really lame. And of course, my main man, Frank L, the guy who made me make this video, one of his things was loud talkers or excessive coughing or sneezing. This is a big deal, guys. Now this is the one I got the most comments about, and it baffles me because it baffles me that people out there just don't get it. Don't talk. Don't talk. If you are talking during the movie, you are interrupting someone's movie experience. That's why we go to the movie theater. If you want to talk during the movie, you sit at home and you wait for the DVD to come out so you can talk during the DVD. If you're in the movie theater, it's a dark room, you're getting immersed, people are near you, they're going, yeah, but they're not. They're going like that because they're being quiet. And you're just talking. You're just talking. That's like rule 1. Don't talk. Shouldn't that be that hard? So yeah, that's the real one that people are just peeved off about. I don't really know how to teach you. Just shut up. Just shut up. But yeah, so I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. Let's get into what people do while they're talking. Let's get into more of that. McConaughey lately brings up one of the points that made me go, yes, thank you for bringing that up. People who laugh the whole movie when it's a drama. Now, the teenage girl demographic has this one on lock. And if you're sitting there like, oh, why are you singling out teenage girls? Have you been to a movie lately? Has someone in the back, a group. It's never just one, it's always a group. Just, it's like, dude, we're at 12 Years a Slave. And that is those 3 teenage girls in the back. We're laughing uncontrollably. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It just happens. Here's the deal. If you can't control your laughter, don't go to the movie theater. Go somewhere else. Go. You can laugh outside. You can laugh anywhere. I don't give a shit. But don't laugh uncontrollably in the movie theater. And it's always that teenage girl demographic. And it's just awful. It's annoying. It just kills your head. I remember when I saw Warm Bodies, which is a comedy. During the dramatic parts, there's 3 girls behind me. Just, It makes people want to stab you. Don't laugh when it's not funny, because it makes people want to stab you. Now this next topic is one that I really want to illustrate in this video, because I do know how to make people realize what they're doing is wrong with this one, and that is whispering. Adele from Roll Credits, one of my good YouTube friends, writes, when old people whisper commentary throughout the movie, they have no idea of the volume of their voices. Then once again, Movie Bug writes, whisper in my ear during the movie. I don't care if you are going to go pee. Now those comments were both technically about the same thing, but they both brought up different demographics of people. And that's the thing about whispering, is there's a lot of issues with whispering. For one, like Movie Bug said, people whispering in your ear. Guess what? You whisper in my ear. You're not getting invited the next time I go to the movie theater. You're not getting invited. I'm sorry. You didn't know how to... Hush. Hush. Whispering, when they say no talking, whispering's still talking. And if you're next to me, that hurts even more, because it's like, I know you. I don't want to hate you. I don't want to hate you right now, but you're making me hate you. And then, as Adele brought up, old people. I'm fine with old people. Old people are awesome. I went to the Eagles concert. That was full of old people. One of the best shows I've ever been to in my life. However, they are not great in the movie theater environment. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. A few years back, me and my Aunt Joelle, she is awesome, and she used to take me to see all the R-rated movies when I couldn't get in, and I still go with her to many movies because she's awesome about it. We wanted to see that movie Young Adult. And we brought my grandmother, Amy, who I love dearly. Oh my God. Literally, the second the movie is about to start, Amy's whispering. Amy's whispering. And it's not even about anything. Adele brought up commentary. Old ladies do that, like, oh, what's this going on? Oh, what's this? What I had experienced was my grandmother leaning over to my aunt when the movie started and going, did that guy come look at your pool? Because they don't. They don't know how loud they're being. And I'm sorry, you have to take that into mind when you're going into the theater. You gotta be like, oh, I can't hear myself. I probably shouldn't even try to make noises. How about that? Good. But more off Adele's point, not even old people, they aren't the only ones who whisper commentary. I went and saw The Ides of March when it came out. I loved that movie. It was my favorite movie the year it came out. Right next to me, me and my mom are sitting there, we're enjoying the movie, we're being good moviegoers. Right next to me, these two women telling each other everything that's happening. Everything that is happening in the movie, they were commenting on it. They were like, oh, that's what that means. Oh, George Clooney means that. Oh. It's aggravating and it makes me want to stab you. That's the theme of this video, by the way. You do any of these things, your chances of getting stabbed are raised drastically. Also, but this is the big reason I wanted to talk about whispering. There is a thing with the acoustics in the movie theater that people do not know exists. I sit in the back whenever I go to the movies. I like it there. It's nice. I like to sit right under the thing because I feel like Roger Ebert on the cover of his book. When you whisper, the acoustics in the room take your whisper wherever you are in the theater. They take it and they put it behind my chair. I think I'm getting talked to by ghosts and I freak out. Then I realize it's just your dumbass in the front row going, "Did you bring soda? I really like soda." That whispering scares me. You're not making me mad, you're scaring me. I'm worried right now because this theater is haunted. Then it turns out it's just your dumbass. Don't whisper. Whispering, no. Now this next one is one that, personally, I think you can do it right or you can do it wrong, but barely ever does anyone do it right. Christian Bondurant, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, he writes, hecklers. Hecklers because there is no one important listening, so shush, haha. Yeah, this can be a big deal. I remember I saw that Jason Bateman turns into Ryan Reynolds movie, The Change Up. The guy next to us, first off, he went alone. He went alone, which, like, I go to movies alone all the time. I barely ever have anyone with me. But I go, I'm quiet, I leave. This guy, he went alone, and he was talking to the screen. He was talking to the screen as if it was the 60s, like something would happen. He'd be like, oh, we got a sticky situation here. And it's like, shut up. Shut up. I don't want to break your dreams. Those people on the screen, they can't hear you. They can't hear you. They don't hear your interjection. They're not going to turn and go, yeah, he has a point. Let's bring him in. Let's go to a strip club. No. They don't hear you. So hush. Unless you're really funny, in which case, only if it's an awful movie. It's an awful movie, someone heckles, it can make the whole thing better, but we're not all funny. We all like to think we're funny, but we're not all funny, so I agree with Christian. Zip. Now this next one is one that was probably the second most brought up to me, and that is for a reason. Children. Joelle Ortner, who I was just talking about, my delightful aunt, writes, bring infants or small children to R-rated films. Patty Moran writes, kids that just go to piss around and throw stuff. Frank L. writes, kids in R-rated movies, of course. This was actually the comment that made him bring this up to me, because he was like, there were kids at sex tape. And I was like, there was kids at sex tape? That's how this started. Children. And Sawyer Schumacher also writes, people who bring their babies to movies. This is just as much an epidemic as anything else I'll be talking about. Look, I don't have a kid. I can't be the one sitting there being like, oh, you're being a bad parent. But if you bring your kids to the movie theater, you're being a bad parent. I love going to the movies and I understand needing to go to the movies, but if you can't get a sitter, you sit those children down and you talk to them. You don't just bring a kid to an R-rated movie. I went to see Sin City: A Dame to Kill for a few weeks ago. Not a great movie, and I think the baby in the theater agreed with me. There was a baby crying at Sin City. Sin City! It's ridiculous! I'm telling you, one of the things that I need to do when I go into fatherhood is like literally right before I bring my children, whether it be Kanade Tachibana Raymer or Bruce Wayne Raymer, yes, I've named them, fuck you. When I am about to bring them to the movies, I'm going to sit them down and teach them about movie theater etiquette. Because kids don't know any better. I was a kid once and I was a piece of shit at the movie theaters. And I am sad about that, because no one taught me, hey, sit down, respect people, be nice. No, and I can understand it in a kid's movie. You go into a kid's movie, you understand, like that, and going back to that heckler point, when I saw Frozen the 4th time, yeah, I liked it that much. There was one girl just talking to the screen, and it was hilarious. It was funny. But when you bring them to R-rated movies, it's ridiculous. I saw The Master. The Master, guys. I don't know if you've seen The Master, but there's a scene in The Master where Philip Seymour Hoffman is dancing with a bunch of naked, old, fat women. And what's right in front of me? An entire family. An entire family, 3 kids, 2 parents, and Grandpa. And Grandpa was the only one enjoying it. The parents got offended. They left. They walked out. And it was like, well, how are you offended? Why did you come to see this with children? You should have known what you were getting into. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Think, educate. Think before you take your kids to the movie theaters, and if you're going to educate them on the movie theaters are a privilege. They are a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to go out and see a movie. So shut up while you're there. This is another one that you wouldn't think is a big deal, but it is. Sleeping people. Joy Price Carmichael, who is also one of my aunts, says people who fall asleep and snore. This happens a lot. Also in the old people demographic. I'm sorry, old people, I love you, but if you're so tired, you don't need to go to the movie theater, especially if it's a boring movie. I remember when I saw J. Edgar when that came out. I like how this is just turning into Ashtel's stories of going to the movie theater. I saw J. Edgar when it came out, and we went with my dad, and we were sitting there, and this one guy was just like, it was like ridiculous. You couldn't even hear the movie. Given the movie was pretty boring, but still kind of ridiculous. If you can't control your sleeping habits, don't come to the theater. Don't! And this is going to be the last section in our talking department. This is more of a noise complaint than anything, and that is food. Janet Hagen Raymer, who also happens to be my mother, wrote, when people eat their popcorn really loudly. Which is weird because, Mom, you're the king of that. And Sawyer Schumacher gave me 2 great comments for this one. Purple, you misspelled people, so I'm going to spell it. I'm going to say it like you spelled it because it's funny to me. Purple who bring in crinkle-wide chip bags. And also, people who slurp on their soda when it's been empty for 37 minutes. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that comment. This is a deal too. I only get food when I'm going to the movies, when I'm going to a loud movie. You know, you have to have that thing in your mind where you're like, maybe I should eat this during the explosion scene. You always gotta wait. You can't just go while the movie's going. You need to do it at a proper time, and I get it. Eating! We gotta eat to survive. Just... And that is what we have for our first lesson. Our second lesson here is, in my opinion, probably the most important one. Or maybe the last one was, but this one is more of a big deal to me. That is